welcome back, everyone. New location, who this?
Okay, no tea, no shade,
No
though.
tea,
No tea,
no
no shade.
shade. So happy Black History Month to everybody out there. And I know when you guys probably get this, the Super Bowl probably won't be going on anymore. But today we are shooting during the Super Bowl, which is something that we're going to touch on too later on.
That's correct. Not too much, though, okay? I don't even want to, before you even go down in the comments, don't even let me just stop you right there, okay? Welcome back to Scamland, y'all. Again, new location. Let me know if y'all feeling the vibes down below. It's your girl, Money Money.
It's your girl, D Nice, back in the building. So, first and foremost, Black History Month, I do want to touch on something that is important and that a lot of people might not know about. I actually got this information from TikTok. The person whose TikTok it is called Lachey Spinoza. Shout out to you.
Shout out Lachey.
Go look at her. Go look her up on TikTok. Follow her. You know, but she put up a post talking about cornrows and how it was a monumental thing back when slavery was big, I guess. And it pretty much talks about how the slaves used cornrows to kind of like help them as a roadmap to freedom, or
That's right.
yeah, to help them kind of like escape their owners and or escape their current situation that consisted of them being enslaved. So that's our first Black History Month fun fact. For those who didn't know, I would say if you want to learn more about it, you can most definitely research it. It doesn't say who started this trend for as far as who created the roadmaps and how everyone was able to kind of get that information, but it does say that this is why it was used and how it became such an important aspect in Black culture.
I did. I did. So I knew about that a little bit. I remember
Yeah.
hearing about that. It was a while ago. But yeah, shout out to Lachey for that because I think it's important that everybody knows. Now, unfortunately for me, I was also supposed to come with a fun fact, but I'm ill prepared. Now, that's just me. I hope you love it here. Now, what I can't say, I'm just going to throw this out. This would be, I would say, the song for that I would think would be a good. Not necessarily an anthem for Black History Month, but something that I was just listening to on the way here, considering it is Black History Month. I Killed You by Tyler, the Creator. The song is literally about Black people's hair and how it is our crowns. So if you haven't heard it, check it out. I'm going to see him live March 7th. Love you, Tyler.
Most deaf though, because I wasn't a Black Tyler creator.
Wait. I'm just kidding. What do you mean by that?
Right. I wasn't a Tyler the Creator fan before I met my road dog here. But after listening to like a few of his albums, of course, if you just randomly try to listen to it, you're not going to grasp what he's trying to get at you. But when you have somebody who really been rocking with him for some time, it can really break down what's being said and what a song could be about. You can be like, okay, this actually is a really good song. So this new album that he do have out is actually really good. And he did remix Kendrick Lamar's.
Man,
Like,
let me tell you about how I've been having that. I was able to find it on Apple Music. I don't know if it was actually published by him, so I'm sure the constant repeat plays that I have is probably not really benefiting him directly, but I don't care. I need it. I need it in my life. I listened to it. I had it actually on repeat after I listened to I Killed You. I put that on repeat on the way here because that shit go. Like, Tyler, you ate that down. Like, I'm sorry, you ate that down.
And it's crazy because when she like showed me his new album, like we listened to it together, and then like I'm like, okay, I like these songs on here. But then like scrolling through TikTok one day, I saw that and I was like, no, never. Maybe I have been missing out on what Tyler the Creator has in store because that remix, top tier. I don't think nobody can top him with that remix. I'm just saying. And he from Cali, so it just makes it even more. It just makes it even more better.
Absolutely. Now, this is. I mean, we're not getting paid to do this. It's not sponsored. It would be nice, but this is just like,
No,
listen, y'all
yeah.
got to get into it for
Y'all
real
gotta get
because
into it.
that. Okay, hey now, say now, I'm all about them bands. Stop playing with me. Yeah, not too much on Oh, I did want to shout out. Now, look, I do want to briefly, while we're talking about Black excellence a little bit. Doechii, she just recently got her first Grammy. Right, I think that was her first
Oh,
Grammy
wow.
for I don't know what the name of the song is, and unfortunately, I haven't really listened to it. I only kind of hear it on TikTok when I'm scrolling, and I'm like, I might have to get it to Doechii too because she kind of gives a little bit like when I do hear it. To me, in my opinion, it gives. I'm not gonna say Tyler coded, but it does kind of sound like
Female version.
they're like like she could be a female version of what Tyler, I guess what he is, not necessarily is, but kind of gives a female version of Tyler.
And
And
no,
I
no,
need to
no.
get into her for real.
I agree because this year, and I know we're only like 2 months into this year, is what kind of opened me up to her. Like seeing her shorts on like Instagram and on TikTok had me like, okay, I like her. I like this. I
That's
like what
facts.
she got going on here, and it kind of made me look more into her. And I do agree, like she most definitely was very deserving of that Grammy that she got. Shout out to her.
Absolutely,
Yes, Black
absolutely.
excellence.
We do
Love
love
it,
some,
love it.
and she comes with the looks too, so that's always helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
I do want to ask you a question though while we're on the topic of the Grammys. Miss Denise here, D-Nice, she is a very loving Billie Eilish fan. How do you feel about Beyonce's country album winning? I think it was Album of the Year or something like that over Billie Eilish. No comment?
Yeah, it was.
Or do you feel anything about it? That's probably a better way to ask.
So initially, no, because it's all a scam. Like,
Hell award shows.
of course she's gonna win that. Like, come on now. Like, we're not even gonna get into how, why, when, what, where. But the fact that the fans really know what's real and who is more deserving, I think that's what's more important here. Like, yes, Beyonce have her bees. Don't attack me in the comments. Because
Facts.
I love Beyonce. I do. I love her music. I even love some of the country songs that she made. But when it comes down to Billie Eilish, she is just so authentic. And I feel like society connects more and grasps more to authenticity than anything else. Excuse my braces, they can't and won't allow me to speak words correctly because I don't think I even say authentic. Yeah, that one correctly.
Whatever that is.
But I still do feel like Billie Eilish should have won that because I feel like she get more plays anyway. Like her songs get more plays throughout.
That's
the
what I
world.
was thinking too. Now
Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and say this right off the bat, and I would also like to precede this with please do not attack me in the comments. But also, if you do, I really don't care. I have not been a Beyonce fan since Dangerously in Love. That after that, you lost me. Well, I would say B-Day was cool. I was rocking with it, but after that, sorry, love you. She's obviously iconic, right? She's got just like crazy hours put into the game. So she's an icon most definitely. But it was also a lot like when she released that country album, it was a lot of like, I'm not gonna say negative chatter, but a lot of the people was not feeling the Beyonce country album. So for me to hear that it won a Grammy is crazy because I'm like most people didn't fuck with that. So what do you mean it got a Grammy?
And I think it really falls behind the fact that she is more of like a R&B pop singer, and then for her to come over to the country music for such a short period of time and get a Grammy over those who have been working hard, like who've been putting in massive work for long periods of time for that specific genre of music. They kind of were like overlooked just because she was already a popular artist. And of course, not fair, a scam. Okay.
Tragic.
But, like I said, we knew what was going to happen there and it happened. And I hope the artists who are actually good at what they do in the country music don't take it too personal to where like they give up, like don't give up. No. this is temporary. She just getting her shine while she can, and then it's gonna all get back to normal, if that's even a real thing too.
Right. I think that's a more widespread known concept now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of just from the outside looking in, right? Because I got to hate from outside the club. I don't know nothing about that, but
Same.
from how
Same.
how I would perceive it, I think most artists now do kind of realize that award shows are not something that can always be won just because it is rigged to a specific demographic or a specific set of
Yes.
people, whomever those may be. Okay. Now I don't know nothing about that. Okay. Um, because I'm not, I don't.
And it's crazy because I didn't even watch it, but the commentary that I was seeing after it was over is what had me like, yeah, I'm happy I didn't even watch it, because I would have been like, yeah, cut this off, get it up
No,
out of
that's
here.
fact. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
actually didn't watch it either. I actually am only going based off of like what I seen was the most chatter. It seemed
Yeah.
like that the Billie Eilish winning over Beyonce and Doechie's Grammy Award win was like the most talked about topic.
Yep.
I did see some clips of Taylor Swift. Let me tell you about Taylor Swift. She
Oh,
gets
yes.
down. She be in the
gets-
audience
she
getting
don't
down. She do not play.
I was just
like, you know
saying
what?
that.
And I'm also not a Swiftie either. I don't rock with it, but I love her energy when she be up in them award shows. She be up in the audience. She just
She's
be having
always
a
giving.
good time.
She's always
she
giving.
I'd be like, girl, now that's me if I was ever gonna be a celebrity. I'm about to be up in there. I'm turned. I'm lit. Okay, I'm hitting my stanky leg or
Right.
whatever that was, whatever she want to call it. That's fine. And
No,
I
that
love
was,
that. That's
that
nice.
is one thing that I was asked about too, because one of my coworkers, she's like a diehard Swiftie, and she was like, "Did you see her getting down?" I said, "I didn't see her because I didn't watch it, but I saw like little clips of her getting down, and I must say, she did her thing. Like I am in total agreement with how she goes about when she is in these settings, because I again would be the same way. Not a stinky leg, maybe a little twerk, but
She was trying that too.
yeah.
It was like a stanky leg twerk combined. I said, "Girl, you just invented a movie. You better go ahead and get down with your bad self, okay?" 'Cause she did the same thing. I don't remember which awards show that was. I want to say it was like the MTV Awards or something. I think Ice Spice was performing and she was doing the same thing. And I was like, "Girl,
that's
she
the-
be up in there
that's the-
drunk,
that's the
okay?"
Swifter.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, hold on, they be having open bar at these award shows. I might have to look. If I was an artist, even if I was or was not nominated and might not win, I'm still going for open bar, period.
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 But sidebar though, side note, while we're talking about the commentary and being on social media, I was on, I want to say Facebook the other day, and I saw this post that was, it was pretty alarming when I read it, because mind you, a guy posted it.
Oh, hell. Just wrap it up. No
A
tea,
guy-
no shade. I love some of the male demographic.
A lot of them are questionable. But a guy posted it, and I feel like this would be a good topic for us to touch bases on, because, for one, yes, I understand that there has been a lot of back and forth with male and female in relationships, but I still think that this post did weigh some importance. And I think mainly after reading the comments, that's when I felt like this would be something good to bring to the table. So, and I quote, the post says, if you were marriage material, you would be married by now.
What's SpongeBob? Wait, what's that sound from SpongeBob? We don't want the recipe, okay? You just-
So again, I am a helpless romantic. I still believe in like true love and marriage. Can't nobody change that for me. But my girl Money Money here feels otherwise, which is why I think it'd be a good thing for us to talk about. So when I initially read the post, of course, I got offended. Like initially, before even like taking it in to really break down what he was trying to say, I got offended, because it's just like, how you gonna tell me if I'm marriage material and I'm a female? Like, and you're a male. Like, are you even marriage material? How you got the nerve to put up this post? Like, are you even married? But then after reading the comments, it did kind of make a little bit more sense of what he was trying to get at, I guess. And I do like, for somebody who's been single for a long time, I do feel as if there is a time where a person, not just male or female, should have that time frame to like heal from past trauma, childhood trauma, just any type of traumatic situation they've been through, that kind of
brings baggage. That could bring baggage
to a relationship or to a potential marriage. But then again, it kind of still contradicts because nobody's perfect. And whether you do take that time out to heal, you still have to accept the person that you're willing to be with forever. But it's just a simple fact of like, who are you to say if I'm marriage material? Like, doesn't that depend on if I'm your type or not? Like, you know, like what does that consist? What does marriage material consist of?
I was just saying that in my head because I'm like, technically marriage material is different for everybody.
Right.
So it's like, you know, whatever you think is marriage material to me might not be marriage material. Right. And I feel like, especially with, and I don't care, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, especially with these days, all these men being so sassy. You're right. I'm not gonna be marriage material for you because you are okay. You're what's the word? You're just a girl. Like okay, I'm not gonna say it like that. I'm not gonna say it like that. But you know, like you're like sassy, and it's not like how can I say this without sounding like too much of an asshole? I don't know. It's just I just feel like men males. I can't say because a lot of y'all are not men. Unfortunately, that is just the truth. I don't know if you want to accept that or not. You should probably seek help if you're not willing to take the first step, which is admit that you have a problem. So, but a lot of males are not like they're not built like how it was back in like the 80s and the 90s, where we do have actual chivalry and romance and stuff like that. So it's like you really can't. It's not. The marriage material is really not going to be there, especially if we have to like choose from so many different things. Like it's not like how they have it in movies, right? Like how you say, and and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this up afterwards. But how they have it in movies, it's like chivalrous. The guy is chivalrous, and he's sending flowers and chocolates and taking her out, blindfolding her. Oh, look, my favorite place. I've been talking about coming here for weeks. Oh my God, thank you so much. Like, men don't do that. There are some men that will do that. I'm gonna specify that. And this is just not. I'm not trying to attack the men, but also I kind of am a little bit. Some men do, but I feel like it's like a less than percentage. We're talking about probably less than 5% of men probably do stuff like that.
And that's true. That's true. But I feel like too, touching bases on a lot of stuff you said with the chivalry, with the man, I do feel like societal norms have been pushed out the window. There's no such thing as societal norms anymore, meaning like there's no more gender roles. Like, so I feel like I want to come into a marriage thinking like, oh, my man is going to be the breadwinner. My man is going to be the head of household, the primary sole provider. Like, he's going to lead us down a straight path. No. Maybe back in the day that's what it was because women were more like submissive. Mm-hmm. But I feel like nowadays things have changed so much and women have gained so much of independency. That's just not what marriage is anymore. And I feel like with me, if I was to be married, let's just say me though, because I don't really know anybody else's situation. I don't feel myself getting married to a man who's going to tell me to sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. No.
I don't see that
like
for you
this either. This is a team. Like, I tried being a stay-at-home mom, does not work for me. It's the most miserable thing in the world. I want to be out there working just as much as you. Like, by that meaning, you're setting good examples for the kids, so am I. Like, we're a team when we're going down this path. We're both deciding what our roles are while going down this path together. It's not just, let me do all the work, you just do everything else. No. Let's split the work. Let's split everything and come together and see how it works for us both as a team, as a family, instead of how it works for us individually. That's how I look at if a guy is marriage material for me. Like, and a lot of guys don't look at stuff like that because they feel like, well, you're too, what's that word they like to use? You're too masculine.
Oh, yeah, the masculine female thing.
Oh, my so goodness.
But it goes back into that's why, and I think that's actually a really good point that you bring that up, because it is kind of like men and women are kind of I'm not saying this in that aspect of like gender and sex and stuff. I mean like the ideology of gender roles for men and women, it's kind of
Yeah.
becoming more of like a gray area where
Non-existent. Yeah.
most women are not willing to just be like, hey, okay, you go out and work and I'm gonna stay here with the kids, I'm gonna cook your meals and wash your drawers. Like that's not really what it is anymore. I think that's a good point and I think that that's might be where the whole marriage material thing comes from, because some men, that's marriage material for them, but most women, that's not what it is. Like, I want to be able to go out and work, and men hate that. They be like, no, why would you want to work? Ew, gross. You're disgusting. Get out of here. I will never marry you. Nobody will ever marry you. Poor, gross.
But I think too, a lot of women conduct themselves in ways to where it makes the women who want to be independent look bad, because a lot of women are looking to do anything they can for a man just so he could allow them to not have to work another day. Like they belittle themselves and like kind of degrade themselves so much for the man glaze. It makes it hard for the women who are not even focused on the man glaze. But that sounds like a glaze of chicken. Am I saying that right?
No, it's
Is
glaze.
it glaze or
It's
graze?
glaze.
Okay,
Graze is the
glaze.
one for. I think graze is the one that's used for the chicken. But yes, I think that's a really good point,
Yes.
because hell yes, okay, we're not doing no men glazing around here, but there are women who do be doing that, and it just makes everybody, or I'll say most women, look bad. Now, let's not get this twisted, okay? I'm not anti-man, okay? Like I said, some of y'all are actually kind of cool, but let's also just put it out there. Some of you ladies, y'all are L's too.
No, for real. Make
So,
it hard
and
on
a
us.
lot of women out there are not, there's, y'all, look. We got our flaws too. Not me though, but like.
No, yeah, and so that's what, and I guess that's where it fallbacks on. It depends when it comes down to the post of if you were marriage material, you'll be married by now. I really think it depends on if you were marriage material for that person, or if he was marriage material for me, then we would be married by now, not you. It is more so a we thing, because I can't just say, oh, you would be married by now if you did A, B, and C.
Right.
Well, no, because if I do A, B, and C, that doesn't mean that guy is going to like A, B, and C. He might like D, E, F, G.
Facts.
So, like, you can't say that for real.
And that's correct. And then, not to mention, of course, this might be a whole nother topic, but let's just set it straight. Marriage is not a thing a lot of people even want now. Marriage is kind of like a dying breed.
Yeah.
It's a dying trend. People don't want to, date to marry. They want to date forever, or they want to have, open relationships, and they want to have situationships.
And that's probably why.
So it's like, realistically,
and that's probably why.
Why does it even matter?
I think that's probably why marriage is not of importance anymore, because of how free everybody is to be themselves. And by that I mean by back in the day, you couldn't just walk around and be with multiple women and be praised. Nowadays you can, because you're living in your truth, like, and by that I mean a lot of men are open to having multiple relationships with women. I can't even, in marriages.
Yeah.
But they also allow the person they're dating to know ahead of time. And that's what I mean by happy in your truth. You allow somebody to know what it is ahead of time, so that way they can choose to be a part of it or not. And the same with females. Like, you let the guy know what it is ahead of time, so that way they can choose to be a part of that or not. And nobody's really getting looked down upon or, bashed for being themselves and loving who they want to and how they want to. It's kind of like you're being praised for, and which is, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just that it kind of makes the dating pool a little harder for those who, I guess, want to stick to traditions. And it's not more so the strict traditions, it's just the traditions that we fell in love with as we grew from child to adult, so.
I think that's a good point. And okay, you got it. Okay, I'm gonna let you have that, because what I was thinking when she was initially saying that about men, not being able to. I feel like in older days, or like really doesn't matter how long in the past, for real. I feel like it's always been more socially acceptable for a men to have multiple
Yes,
women than it was
that is
for
true.
women. Women were immediately labeled as adulterers or accused of witchcraft. I don't know. So like that's like okay for women, absolutely not. But
Vampires, yeah.
for men, there was probably like a little bit of ridicule, like oh wow, you're what's the word? I don't know. I was just watching Bridgerton, and there's a word in there, and I forgot the
Don't.
word. But like like men, having multiple, it's like they still kind of keep it secret, but then once it gets out, it's like abomination. But then like 2 days later, it's like, all right, okay, you kind of cool. Like it's
Right.
all right, whatever. We're gonna
It's
move on. But
okay.
she right there, she's an adulterer, and she needs to be guillotined expeditiously.
Right.
So
Burn her
that's
alive.
why I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I can kind of see it, and I think just the fact that we have, as women, have also been more liberated, where we're able to even do that more socially without being super ridiculed. We are still very much kind of like labeled as adulterers in a way.
No, yeah.
But it's more socially acceptable now for women, so it's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad, which is, we're not going to get on double standards. I'm sure y'all all know about double standards. But good point there. And I'm going to say this right here off the bat, because she did start with her being a hopeless romantic and me not. Granted, I'm not hopeless romantic, but I am
It is.
I'm one of the few, that might be left where I do come from a home of my two parents. They are still, madly in love, I think, to this day. And actually, they just celebrated their, how old is my sister? They just celebrated their 25th anniversary.
Is it wedding anniversary or
Wedding
like marriage
anniversary,
anniversary?
yes, because they got
Oh.
married in 2000, I believe. Unfortunately, I was conceived out of wedlock, so. But it's all good though. It is what it is. But yes,
Yeah.
I come from that kind of household, so that is something that I do still look for. So not necessarily me wanting it because it's a tradition. It's something that I see, and it's something that I want, because that's what I've grown up with and I've been able to see. Of course, it's not, obviously I can see that it's not like an easy task, of course, to be married. There are ups and downs always, but if you find the right person, you're willing to make it work, it can work, because it works for my parents. And as much as I be looking at my mom like, this who you chose, I love my daddy. um, yeah, so we're just gonna start off with that. Now, you got something else before I bring up?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I was gonna.
before you touch bases on it, I do want to say that if you do believe that marriage is a scam, please comment down below as to why you think marriage is a scam, and or why do you think that being marriage material is a scam in today's society. I'm pretty sure back in the day things were different, but talking about today's society, how is marriage a scam?
How is scam?
How is
Clap it up for
scam?
how is scam, guys.
How is scam?
No, I think that's a good that's a good task. Go ahead, that's your homework for right now, for this
Black
very
history.
instant. Okay. I just lost my train of thought here.
No, come on, we got this. Go ahead, ask me.
Well, I was going to touch on a little bit on the marriage to the scam part, but it's okay. I think we covered that enough. We can actually move on to something that I feel is okay. Well, it's not important. It's not important like that for real, but it is still kind of like a segue off from the topic. Let's talk about The Notebook. Okay, I'm gonna go first.
My favorite
because-
movie, literally favorite, number one, and not just because Kendrick Lamar said that in his song. This has been my favorite movie since it got released. Like, this is my jam.
Listen, I how do I start this off? The Notebook was mid. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. Now, listen, hold on, wait a minute, okay? Before you get to, just let me stop you right there where you're at in your tracks, okay? The Notebook, the concept, right? The storyline and the plot of The Notebook is
Amazing.
good. It's good. I rock with it. That's something that I can say I would give it a B minus, okay? I'm not like a professional critic or anything like that, and I definitely don't write my own material. So this is just me speaking as like a third party outside looking in. Gotta hate from outside the club again. So just me watching it as a viewer for what I look for in movies, right? Me, okay? The storyline is good. I just don't think it was executed very well. Now the actors, no, the actors did their thing. I mean, like, just how it was written for each character, I wasn't vibing with it. I wasn't rocking with it. Now, necessarily, like, how can I say this? I just felt like it was just so. I just felt like it was so unrealistic, and I think
Okay.
that's the biggest thing for me, and the reason why I don't really watch romance like that. It's because romance is not in the age where I am right now, at the, how I am now. What am I trying to say? At the age that I am now, where I can actually say that I can or cannot relate to that, or I can try to experience it. It's not something that is real.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been real. Realistically, it's something that people
Yeah.
think about because they want it to be real, and so that's why I feel like, like, if it was more realistic, I feel like I would be more able to say, I was rocking with the Notebook, and now I can see the hype. But I think it's overhyped, and I'm sorry. Okay, I'll be the bad guy. Go ahead. Okay, now you can go in the comments. I'll allow it.
But I really think that the Notebook was made for more of an enjoyment type of situation. Is like, like, as far as enjoy this romantic movie, not saying that it has anything to do with, being realistic. I think a lot of romance movies kind of have certain what is that, like, certain parts in the movie that can be realistic, but in our reality, just showing two couples ending up together is not something that is considered realistic, because there are things that come after that, as far as like the trials and tribulations they have to go through in order to maintain that happiness. I think it's more so just the fact that, it's to keep people like me keep our hope alive. There's love out there. It may not look like the Notebook, unfortunately.
And that is unfortunate.
But
that is very unfortunate.
yes, because why aren't you on this Ferris wheel, swinging with your pants down, telling me to take you on a date?
Are you kidding
want to take
me?
you on a date?
That was literally where you lost me. Like,
I
first of
loved
all,
it.
sir, I'm gonna call the police. Why are you hanging off of this freaking Ferris wheel? I'm sitting here trying to enjoy time with whoever. I don't even know who the heck
He was a lame.
I don't give a. I really don't care. I'm sitting here with somebody else, and you just fucking started swinging off the goddamn
Wait,
Ferris wheel like goddamn George of the Jungle. Back the fuck up! I'm gonna call the cops. Help! Someone! Like,
He was a YN, and he was trying to.
He was, and I'm sorry, YNs might be cool now, but I don't fuck with the YNs. Okay, y'all get on my damn nerves. Get off my Ferris wheel. Get off from in front of my. Go swing in front of somebody else's Ferris wheel cart. Damn it! Like, what
He
the
said,
heck?
I just gotta have it.
And I'm like, wait, and I actually want to clarify because, I probably should have proceeded this with whatever, because I was working, so I wasn't able to actively pay attention to every aspect, but I did see about, I would say, probably 90% of the movie. There was a part that I did miss. How did he just decide that he absolutely needs to have her, and that this woman is worthy of me swinging off of this Ferris wheel and risking my life for me to ask her out on a date? How did that even?
So he said, when I see something I like, my God, I just gotta have it.
So he saw her
That's
and
what
was
he
like,
said.
so you mean to tell me that they was at the carnival or whatever that joint was, and he saw her and was like, let me go ahead and get up on here and I'm finna swing
But
off this pole.
I think because his friend kind of like came in too and talked to her and was telling her like he normally don't, try to hit on girls and try to like date them for real, like, have a good time just to like pass by time.
So you're trying to be a W man.
But when he seen her, it was so different for him. Like, he couldn't just say, she's with another guy, let me just, go find somebody else. He's like, nah, baby, that ain't the right one. It's a W over here, you with an L man. That's kind of like what it was like. And then how they made it seem was like she was everything physically when he first saw her, because he didn't know her at the time, but physically she was everything he was looking for in a person. And like, he just had to get to know her. His first impression of her had him feeling like he had to get to know her.
And that's where I immediately was lost, and that's the reason why I gave it a B-, because I gotta be honest. Obviously, that's not realistic, right? I'm sure that there's nobody out there swinging from a Ferris wheel. Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right, whatever, that's fine. I feel like there were better ways where that could have been um, personified, like that ideology of, you know, love at first sight. I feel like there was a better way to execute that at the start of the movie. Now, this is just me again speaking from outside the club, but I'm just saying because like right there, to me, that's like off-putting. Like, sir,
I
now at
think
this point, I need
no.
to run away from you.
I think it
Like,
was. I think it was feeding into people's intrusive thoughts. I think that's what it really was.
I don't know because you know I got okay. Look, if I see a fine shit on the street, I don't know if I'm finna just like, I don't know, jump into traffic and then be like.
But it's just like it's that what it's like. What if I just swing this car right in front of them, tell them to hop in, baby? Like I don't know. It's just like that that crazy intrusive thought you get when seeing someone like that's just like ooh, like I like that. Like let me like what can I get? You know.
I guess, except for it wasn't an intrusive thought for him. He actually did that in the movie, so it was like, okay, sorry,
Okay.
I can't.
It's
Now,
a movie.
and I would say I have, because I'm not gonna say demographic, but my ideology of a good romance movie is not something like The Notebook. Mine is more so something like 10 Things I Hate About You. I love 10 Things I Hate About You. Is my absolute favorite movie, and I feel like the romance in that movie.
But they were in high school.
It doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but I'm saying like how the storyline kind of unfolded. Granted, obviously it did start off as like he didn't even really fuck with her for real, but the fact that he ended up like really fucking with her at the end, and then how it was executed, it was something that I feel like was I was like, okay, I'm jacking this because this is kind of more real. She was over here like, excuse me. Where can you take me to the 7-Eleven off Broadway? Like, get away. Like, that's like, I'm jacking that because, yes, absolutely, don't come to me talking about, let me take you out, sir. Like, heck no. But then, you know, he was able to prevail, and it all worked out. And I think that that's something, again, for me, is just more, not better, but it's just better romance for me. So I guess it does ultimately come down to the kind of person you are. I'm just saying, as somebody who, you know, I tried it out. I was watching some movies, and I was like, let me go ahead and give The Notebook a shot.
So do you think The Notebook is a scam?
Well, romance movies in general are scams. So.
Okay.
But
right.
The Notebook itself, I'm not going to say it's a scam. It just was like, the hype is a scam, I feel like.
Okay.
Me personally.
And it might be, not going to lie, especially when if somebody was really gullible to watch that and really go out into society thinking that that's how they can approach situations, yes, you've been scammed.
That's tragic.
I'm sorry because it's not happening.
Excuse me,
but
do not swing off a Ferris wheel, okay? But you will die.
It fulfills something in me that makes me feel like it's needed. Like, you know, like it fulfills a void. It allows me to continue to be single. I can live through these TVs and then turn it off and then go and lay in my bed by myself, rub my feet together, sleep peacefully without wondering what anybody else is doing and where they're at because I just got done living happily ever after with my man that was swinging from a Ferris wheel.
And you know what's crazy? I can agree with that. As someone who is not necessarily a hopeless romantic, I do agree with that because I am, well, I'm going to say we actually both are, very large Twilight Saga fans, okay?
Amen, hallelujah.
Now listen, I'm going to say this right now. After watching it at my big age, like, you know, obviously that's not the most realistic thing, and the story is actually kind of crazy when you really like grow up and watch it. But when I was younger, it was like iconic. And as much as I do love the Twilight Saga, now at my big age of 30, I watch every Twilight movie in order, and I'd be like, this is cringe. And I actually kind of hate it, but guess what? I still love Twilight Saga. I watch it every chance I get. They have it on Disney Plus now. I got it on YouTube. They got it on Tubi. I'm tuned in. I'm locked in from 1 all the way to Break It Down Part 2 while I'm watching.
I just cannot sit comfortably through Eclipse, but everything else is so good. I hate that.
My mom said the same thing, and I'm like, you mean to tell me you'd rather watch New Moon over Eclipse?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Tooey, gross, nasty, ew. New Moon literally is if we have to really rank, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the only correct rank, and if you say anything different, you are wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. It's okay to be wrong as well, by the way. So it should go, this is how it goes, right? It goes Twilight. We're talking about ranking, you know, with, like, the best movies, like, which ones were the best. Twilight, Breaking Dawn, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn 2, New Moon.
You put Eclipse in front of Breaking Dawn 2?
Hold on,
You
wait.
imprinted
Let me
on
redact
my
that. Actually, let me. Hell yeah! Matter of fact, no, hell yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, you're absolutely right. Breaking down
You
part
are
2
something
is
else. I don't know.
okay. Well, okay, wait, hold on. Let me redact
Yeah,
that.
let's
This
think
is
about
the
it.
actual final revised ranking. Twilight, Breaking Dawn 2, Breaking Dawn 1. Nope. Twilight, Breaking Dawn 2, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn 1, New Moon. Okay, look. Bottom line is New Moon is at the bottom. You're not going to. You're not going to convince me otherwise, and I don't care about what you're saying. New Moon was absolute trash. Okay. L. Now
Okay.
that
I
everybody has
will
them.
allow it because my favorite ones gonna always be breaking down part 1 into like off the rip. Like ain't nothing topping
They're
either
actually
one of
they're
them. But
good.
I guess we can allow
Yes,
it.
we don't have to because that's I'm just saying because it was a really big thing and it's such, even though I do still love them, I do now, taking into consideration the characters, I do now think the Twilight Saga is some form of a scam as well. Because and we could probably say this for another episode, but we gonna have to talk about Bella. She's a fucking problem, okay?
She is.
She is a problem.
No,
and I didn't see it, and I wish I saw it when I was watching it earlier when
I
when it first
I
came
wouldn't
out.
be running around talking about I'm Bella.
Facts, okay?
now
We was all blinded by the fact that she had two really good looking men. We was like, yeah, I'm gonna be Bella. Bitch,
Yes.
no. Bella is fucking trash,
She's
okay?
corrupted.
Get out of here.
She's
She
the
gotta
problem.
go. She has to go. But we can talk about that
Yeah.
somewhere, some other time.
At a later date.
Later dates. Now.
Okay.
Oh, right. We forgot.
We did.
We were on the topics of the Grammys and skipped over the most important part for both of us, actually. Kendrick winning a Grammy.
Very.
Shout out to Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime performance coming up. Y'all probably seen it by now, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in the next episode. As of right now, it hasn't been released because it's not out yet. But
he was very deserving of that. Regardless of how anybody feels, he was very deserving of that. That man has been top tier since he learned how to say words and put them together.
wait, can you remind me what he got the Grammy for? Did he get the? Whoa! Here we go again, guys.
No,
Please,
no.
can we just stop and proceed?
No. You're being. You're,
No. Wait, listen. Did he get a Grammy for like album of the year, or did he get a Grammy for like one song, like not even any of his like really good earlier songs? I actually don't remember, so don't quote me on that because I can't remember if he got a Grammy for any of his previous music. But did he get album of the year? I thought it was Beyonce.
So, doesn't matter. He got that Grammy because he was deserving of whatever it was.
I mean, hey, wait. Kendrick is the man.
He is.
He's the man.
He's the man.
I'm just saying, I don't know if...
And this is coming from somebody who is infatuated with Drake, who believes that they are actually married in real life.
Actually, she's wrong. Okay, she thinks she knows everything, and she's absolutely wrong because unfortunately we have not been eloped in quite some time. I've actually eloped with someone else, so she actually doesn't. Friend, I ain't gonna lie. Now, I'm just saying, right? All seriousness, Not Like Us it's a great song. It's a phenomenal song. Do I think it should have got a Grammy? I don't know. I think that there's way more of his work that should have been more recognized, and I feel like his spotlight was solely for Not Like Us rather than the entire thing that he released. Now, I don't know because he didn't release the album until... Did he release the album this year or last year?
It was last year. But my thing is I feel like the Not Like Us was the foundation of it all. Because the album the songs were in relation with that. Like everything that was to follow was because of Y'all Not Like Us. And I mean, I'm going to touch on it. I mean, a lot of people feel like he got that because of how much he was dissing Drake. But I feel like Drake do his disses too. He be dissing people.
Yeah.
Only difference between him and Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick gonna mention you, at you, come knock on your door, send for you. In his songs, Drake just gonna, do his subliminals and hope that you catch him.
Well, but that's kind of where...
And I feel like that's what society was feeding off of.
Well, and that's why I'm not gonna say I was confused, but to me, I felt like it was just much. It was something better that he could have been recognized for. Not Like Us is a great song, like I said. I don't think that should have been the song that he got a Grammy for, though. Like the song is. I mean, let's be realistic. The whole song, he got a Grammy for talking about Drake. Make sure you tell Drake you're welcome. Or thank you, sorry. There you go, sorry. Not wait. That's not what I mean. Hold on, wait,
No,
time
that's
out.
exactly what
Time
she
out.
means
I do mean it
because
like that. But
no.
no, wait, listen. This is what I'm trying to say though, because you like to me it kind of seems like he did get the Grammy for dissing Drake, for taking down or humiliating somebody who was one of the top dogs. So he got the Grammy for, Black No, I Just Strangled Me a Goat. That's what he got the Grammy for. Because to me, I'm like, Drake, yes, he does do diss tracks and stuff. He diss people. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he don't. I'm well aware that he does, but he's not doing it where the music or the things that he get achievements for, where the entire song is about dissing somebody and then he's getting recognized for it. No, he gonna say something, boom, he gonna throw something up in there for whatever little beef he think he want to get off his chest, and he gonna proceed to sit there. He gonna tell a story, or he gonna make up whatever the fuck it is Drake do, whatever. We could talk about that some other time. But it's like his achievements and the words that he get are not specifically for an entire song made about how somebody else is or is not whatever they are or are not. Like I understand the concept of Not Like Us is a bit more deeper. It is more so about, kind of doing something more for the culture, I guess.
Yes.
But I don't know. I just feel like that could have been something more like I was more so feeling, hey, maybe an album of the year.
But I feel
is what
like
he should have that should
I
have been
feel
for.
like your standpoint comes from a more biased standpoint, and that's only because of how strongly you feel about Drake. And being that I like them both equally, I feel like it's still a deserving award, regardless of what he said about that man. I mean, what he said about that man didn't make me not listen to Drake. It didn't make me not like him. It didn't make me look at him any different. It was just like, dang, he got you, because it's like good.
Yeah.
It was more so. I feel like society kind of grasped to that because that was he to me. Let me say this is to me. He brought back that natural feeling of rap beef. Like everybody been killing each other and just been on some real just to the extreme type of beef. But when it came to rap beef, nobody was really standing in the paint of let's go bar for bar, lyric for lyric. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if you have rap beef, you're gonna shoot below the belt all the time. Like that's just what it is. And I felt like people were just like, man, this is like that old school feel that we used to get, and none of these new rappers have been able to deliver that to us in such a long time. On top of Kendrick being kind of in the shadows and just not making music for such a long period of time, and then to come back and bring back that old school sound, that old school vibe within rap beef, kind of made it to where that specific song did better than his others because of it pertaining to the beef within rap. Because I feel like with rap beef, and I would say social media probably does it more better, or is not more better, but is the cause of it. With rap beef, a lot of rappers is when a lot of rappers get their kind of like their spotlight or their recognition, because social media alone focus more on negativity than anything else.
Yeah,
so
that's rough.
and it makes it and turns it into a trend, and anything trending is going to do numbers, make money, just all around circle, boom, full throttle. And then like of course that song kind of was like a lot of people was kind of able to relate to it when it came down to their own beef, and that's because it brought back that original vibe of rap beef. That's how I look at it. That's why I think he got it. Not basically saying like, oh, he just dissed that one man the whole time and that's why he got it, because if it wasn't for Drake, he wouldn't got it because he wouldn't have nobody to diss. No, I'm pretty sure he would have been able to diss multiple people. I just feel like Drake was his main priority because Drake felt like nobody could top him, or nobody had the ability to, be on his level when it came down to the whole Whether it was rapping, bar for bar, music. But I also feel like Drake is more of like a pop artist. Like he's more of like I don't feel like they're in the same categories when it comes to rapping.
I agree, and
I feel like it's just too different.
that's why
So it's like
the whole start of the whole thing was kind of like, you know, well, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, okay? Because we already know what side of the coin I'm on. But I do also want to sit there and say explicitly that I fuck with both Kendrick and Drake, but I am more of a Drake fan. But it's just like I lost my train of thought. What you were saying? Yeah, no, because and I feel like, and I'm gonna say this because I did say this in the past. I feel like Drake cannot do what Kendrick does, and Kendrick cannot do what Drake does. That's just what it is, and whether you want to believe it or not is unfortunate for you because that's the truth. I'm sorry.
It is. It's the truth.
And I think that like again, they each have their kind of own lane, and I wouldn't say Drake is more of a pop artist. I think he's just like a great artist in general because he can do it all. I can't say the same for Drake or Kendrick. Sorry, Kendrick can't. I don't know. This might be controversial too because the Drake fans don't really fuck with Honestly Nevermind. I love Honestly Nevermind. Kendrick could never. Kendrick cannot do Honestly Nevermind. But that's also not something that he would do. It's not in his style.
Yeah,
so,
not his style.
But Drake is the kind of person who I feel like he's so good at what he does where he can make it. He could take something that's not really his style, turn it into something a little bit where it does kind of fit him a little bit and still make it work. That's the reason why I'm like, okay, this fine. But hold on, wait. Because, like I said, I'm not saying Kendrick didn't deserve the Grammy. I just wish it was for something other than Not Like Us. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And that could be agreed to a certain extent because I feel like some of Drake's albums you like more than others. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's where I would say like, okay, I can agree because I like They Not Like Us a lot. Like if anything, top tier. It's not like my favorite song of his, but it's up there. Mm-hmm. Like I made sure I played the song and then play another one until I knew all the words up there.
Yes.
But I do feel like they come from two different demographics to where it's just like Kendrick wouldn't go into the genre of music that Drake, because Drake touches on multiple genres. I don't feel like he's just one type of artist. Like he's not just a rapper or like a pop artist. I feel like he touches on multiple, and I don't think Kendrick will go into those other genres and be like, I'm the best here. Like, can't nobody top me, As for Drake, he's going to say in all genres, he's the best. So, of course, he has to understand that people are going to come for him.
Yeah.
Like, however they feel the need to. And he can't say, like, oh, well, that's because of me. Well, no. I mean, yes, you probably gave me the opportunity to do so, but you didn't write these lyrics for me. Yeah. Because there are multiple people who probably, I'm pretty sure there are multiple people who diss Drake, but they didn't hit those numbers like Kendrick did.
No, yeah.
So I feel like lyrically, Kendrick got it, but as far as an artist, somebody who, because again, that's why I like Drake because he's such a good artist. He makes certain music that is just like, wow, who would have thought of this, And it's the same thing with Kendrick, but more in the sense of rap. Like, I love rap, and he has that vibe of rap, that poetic vibe that I like, that not a lot of artists can tap into lyrically, is what I'm saying.
And you know what? I'll allow that. Mm. But that's why I just wanted to bring that up because, even though, all that, and I kind of do still feel like I do agree with you with the rap beef point about how it's not really the same anymore, but I still kind of do think that was some sort of PR stunt. I think all rap beef, there's a underlying, hidden agenda there.
Of course.
Because I feel like it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was kind of coincidental that after all of that, he got all, Kendrick got all of that, traction and then released an album. That's why I'm like, but you know what? That could just be a coincidence. And the album was actually really good. I fuck with the album, but I am very much looking forward to February 14th because Drake and Party Next Door are releasing their collab. And it's the collab that we've all been waiting for. Don't look at me like that because I know you've been waiting for it too, okay?
Yes, I
Listen,
have.
Like,
I love a good Party Next Door. I cannot lie. But that's about wraps it up for us today. Again, comment, like, subscribe. Please let us know in the comments what other topics are situations that are going on in society that you feel can be related to it being a scam. Again, we are not like, telling you to go scam. We're just saying, like, let's bring some awareness to how we as citizens of this, because our next episode we might just touch on this Trump guy, but
man,
oh man,
we're not gonna
we ain't gonna get on it.
We're not
but
gonna get too much into it right now. Also, shout out Kamala Harris. We love you.
Yeah, please just let us know how it all can be a scam. But you'll see us again in our realistic way.
Facts. We told y'all it wasn't gonna last.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna last.
Welcome to the welcome to the real.
Welcome to the real world.
That's about it. Signing off. This money, y'all.
Let's go.